Morning Free. What's up, Sue? How you doing? Shout out to Ambassador Studios. I know I'm not actually in a studio indoors, but this is my mobile studio. I guess if there's motherfuckers out here who got old ass medical trucks and shit that they turn into barber shops because they bolt a barber's chair down in the floor of it, they can call it a mobile barber service. I guess I can call this a mobile studio. Fake it till you make it, bitch. It is what it is. Hopefully the signal is going to come through crystal clear, because I'm just going to walk down a few points this morning before I get my day started. Being up half the night has gotten me a little cantankerous. And we got empathizers and we've got empathizers. There's a reason why some people empathize, and then there's a reason why others empathize. And I'm going to break all that down now. If we have a discussion about it afterwards, okay, we may go back to this video. I've been told to start time stamping my videos. You know, if you say something, have a motherfucker go back and look at 10 minutes and 13 seconds or 40 minutes. And if you in deep, 2 hours, 40 minutes and 28 seconds, have them go back and, because if you said it, you shouldn't have to say it again. That's what I'm hearing this from people who do it better than me, people who do it bigger than me. So I'm taking that advice. So if you hear me say like a number, you know, it's because I'm probably either writing it down or typing it down, whatever, because I need to go back and get that point. So I'll know exactly where I started and where I stopped. Also, much love to Cargo 420. Pretty much all I'm wearing right now, till I get another t-shirt to wear, I guess, in between times. But I'm gonna rep Cargo 420 because Cargo 420 represents me. I'm out to represent motherfuckers that represent me. And if you don't represent me, okay. So this first weasel ass motherfucker that we gonna talk about, we gonna get him in and out real quick. Michael Nowak. Everybody knows him as Brother Polite. Brother Polite. Well, it looks like he wasn't very polite to a 14-year-old. I don't know what's wrong with you motherfuckers out here. I really don't. 14 years old for you. 15 years old for Charlemagne. R. Kelly done had them all like that age. What's wrong with y'all motherfuckers? And I know we talking about individual motherfuckers. It's not a collective. Black men do not want black girls. Or little girls. Real men don't want little girls. You want a fully developed woman. Fully developed. And I'm not talking in body. I'm talking about in age. I'm talking about in mind. I'm talking about in spirit. Because hell, you shouldn't want a 30-year-old who's got fucking mental problems. Any type of diminished capacity you can take advantage of. So you shouldn't even want a 30-year-old if she ain't right in the head. But we're talking about a baby. 14 years old. And this weasel ass motherfucker. See, I look at shit differently. And I know people try to discount that sometimes because, oh, no, it's about this. Oh, no, it's about that. And this is one of those situations. He is absolutely wrong if all this shit comes out that he did. I mean, and it looks like they got him already because they got his DNA. But, and I don't know how he got a bail, but that's not why I'm here. I want to know how he got her. What up, Tone? I want to know how he got her. See, he was dating her mother. And if he was dating her mother, how did her mother let her leave with a 40-year-old man? You let your 14-year-old baby leave with a 40-year-old man. You fucking him. He's your man. Why ain't you going out with him? Why would you let him take a 14-year-old? So I'm not just calling out Michael Nowak, a.k.a. Brother Polite. I'm calling out the bitch he was dating, whose daughter it was. How the fuck do you let her go with this nigga? You clown ass bitch. You need to be in the cell next to him. How come she ain't been brought up on charges? Child neglect, child abuse, and whatever crime he gets charged for, she's an accomplice for it. See, ain't nobody talking about her. They only talking about Michael Nowak, a.k.a. Brother Polite. Ain't nobody looking at that. Ain't nobody saying shit about that. What about her mammy? When I saw this shit, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polite, surrendered to police for the alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room. Now, this happened in February. You notice how it takes months for this shit to come out. This baby was affected in February. We damn near at the end of August. All the shit she done had to go through for the last 6 months. For the last 6 months. Why wasn't he picked up in February? The alleged victim is the daughter of a woman, Nowak. Oh, he's 37. I said 40. The motherfucker looked 50, so I'm going to give him 40. Was romantically linked to. The alleged victim is the daughter of a woman, Nowak, 37, was romantically linked to. Yeah. Dead ass serious, brother. Defense attorney David Terrace says his client is innocent. They've already said they got the DNA. His DNA is in her drawers. She had swelling around her mouth and lips in February. There was evidence that she had been made to throw up, because obviously he was trying to get rid of the date rape drug that he gave her, make her vomit that shit up. Once the evidence is produced, he is going to be exonerated. Okay. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else. He's an arrogant motherfucker too. I watched 2 videos yesterday of Brother Polite, and he's an arrogant motherfucker. He's out of jail. He done posted bail. So he back making videos again. Rolls Royce Ministries or whatever the fuck he's got. Information man, appreciate you. Your ass is up early, boy. It's only 5-something in the morning where you at. According to the police report, Nowak, who is a motivational speaker, an author, and lives in Los Angeles, asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. First and foremost, her monkey ass supposed to be asleep. She's 14 years old. She shouldn't even be awake in time for an after party. I thought the after parties happened at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. What the fuck is a 14-year-old doing up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning? Let alone going out to an after party with a 37-year-old motherfucker. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed. Absolutely, the club was closed. The club was never open. There was never an after party. The plan was to go fuck this 14-year-old. That was the party. Here's the after. But I ain't on Brother Polite. And you know I'm not going to blame no 14-year-old. I'm blaming the bitch who had the 14-year-old. You let your daughter leave with a 37-year-old motherfucker who's been tossing your ass. So you know what he's about. He been tossing you. He been financing you. Because see, don't no substantial woman get with a motherfucker like Brother Polite. Only somebody he can be the benefactor to. He's not going to be with a straight up woman. He ain't going to be with a G. He's only going to be with somebody that's fucking needy and who has a vulnerable child that he can eventually take advantage of. I know you're looking it up right now, Tone. I know you're looking it up. You didn't know. You're probably looking it up because you're information. You're the information guy. Information man is probably looking it up if he ain't heard about it already. Yeah, this shit is out. And I'm going to run this motherfucker to death. I want to see that bitch back. How the fuck did he get a bail? Y'all got DNA out of her drawers. How did he get a bail set? But see, I tell you what, if that little girl, because I'd be willing to bet anything, because I ain't seen the child, I ain't seen the mama. I'd be willing to bet you her mama ain't white. Because if that was a white girl, oh, yeah, he wouldn't have got no bail. Police say the suspect gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately. Now, obviously, this all came from the teen, groping her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. If this is a white girl, he's still in jail. The bitch couldn't have been thinking, Frida. She couldn't have been thinking. They need to do a neurological exam to see if the bitch has a brain. It goes on to say Nowak tried to force the teen to perform oral sex on him. Okay, I guess that explains the bruises around her mouth and lips. You trying to ram your black immigrant dick into a 14-year-old. See, let's get it straight. He ain't one of us. He's not a freedman. We ain't taking this L. Wherever the fuck he originated from, that's where he needs to go back to, because he's not one of us. This is where we get specific on shit. Now, he ain't covered under the black umbrella here, under the diaspora, as y'all like to say. Brother Polite is not one of us. I am not him. He is not me. The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up. Why are you trying to make her throw up, dog? What she got in her system that you don't want to stay in her system, just in case she gets some type of rape kit examination, da-da-dee-da-da-da. Why would you be trying to make her throw up? Because if she was drunk and she couldn't handle her liquor, as most 14-year-olds are not going to be able to, she going to throw up on her own. What you trying to make her throw up for? Brother, Polite, because you ain't my motherfucking brother. These are serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive, Terrace said. This is his attorney. Now, they got the DNA in the drawers. They had the bruises and everything around the mouth. But these are just allegations. Some serious allegations. The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possible on drugs with severe swelling around her mouth and lips. Really? The report states that the girl's mother found the girl intoxicated and possibly on drugs with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. You found her? What do you mean you found her? What, he brought her home? He brought her home and shit and put her in bed? You didn't go check on your 14-year-old daughter after she done been out all night with a 40-year-old motherfucker? What do you mean you found her? Did you have to go to the hotel that he was staying at? Because why is he staying at a hotel if you got a house in Miami? He lives in LA, you in Miami. So what? I don't get it. I don't get it. It later states Noack told the mother not to call the police because it would ruin his career. Don't call the police. It'll ruin my career. He ain't saying shit about, I didn't do this. I don't know how she got that way. I don't know how she's fucked up like this. He said, don't call the police. It'll ruin my career. And like I said, I done seen 2 videos that he was in either yesterday or the day before. I seen him last night. He has no humility here. He's talking major shit. He's sitting on top of a convertible Rolls Royce, talking mad shit. Yeah, he's continued on with his life after he bonded out. Elder, good morning to you. I really wasn't up on him really till like the last year, Elder. Didn't know who he was. He looks like just another motherfucking immigrant that's done came over here and memorized the slang, knows the hustle, and he's attacking the weak. Just another one. They need to throw his ass back in the water. Let him swim on back to the territory that he's from. That's why I don't fuck with that Pan-Africanist shit. We all ain't the same. And good morning to you, Elder. Noack was served with DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police Monday. So they had his nut out her drawers in June, but they still didn't come get him. If she was white, he'd have been apprehended in February. I have no interest in seeing what the girl looks like. I just want to know the nationality of her. Because I'm sure she ain't white. I'm sure she ain't white. Just by the fact he's still living, I know she ain't white. Because if she was white, one of that chick's brothers, uncle, or daddy would have killed Brother Polite. They don't play that shit about theirs. Sister June. Tara says the police report is the only allegation. We have no doubt that he is not this person, the attorney said. We're going to get him past this and back on with his life. They got his nut out her drawers. So there must have been some intercourse. Or he did something. He busted off to where it got to her drawers. But you gonna get him off? She had swelling and shit around her mouth. Now I don't know when they did her rape kit. Were they able to get something out of her mouth? And I understand that this is the way attorneys are supposed to speak. They're supposed to speak confidently about their client. And this is why I hate attorneys most of the time. I hate most attorneys, defense attorneys. I'm not too fond of prosecuting attorneys either. I mean, I know a couple, but you know, if you straight with me, I'm straight with you. But in a defense attorney, when you know that these are the chips that are stacked against the motherfucker, this is the case where you just say, no, I'm not going to take this one. I'm not going to take this one. He fucked a little girl. I got a little girl. Nah, I'm not going to take this one. That's when you walk away from a case. If you're looking at his mugshot, don't look at his mugshot, free. Look at when he got his fedoras on and shit, and his gazelles, and he's sitting on his Rolls Royce. That shows you how they get him. That shows you how they get him. You know, he got his Gucci on and his Louis on and all his shit on. That's how he gets them. He gets them like that, but then he got to go ask him, let me take your 14-year-old daughter out on a date. Who just asked, who is it? What's his name? And I done said his name 18 times in 25 minutes. His name is Michael Nowak, N-O-A-K. So let me just slide on over. Let me just slide on over to the next topic because I'm done with that motherfucker. We ain't gonna be here all goddamn day. I don't feel like sitting in the car all day, and I got some shit I gotta do. There is an abundance of, you're welcome. There is an abundance of Lizzo empathizers out here. An abundance. And for that, I have to say, eat a dick. Eat a dick deep. Balls on your chin. Eat a dick. If you can sit up here and defend Lizzo and any of her actions, I'm not talking about her singing career. I'm not talking about her as a recording artist, as a singer, as a flautist, as a performer. I'm speaking about her detrimental behavior, things that she does outside of the norm to gain attention to her funky ass. And I'm not speaking literally because I ain't never smelled Lizzo's ass, nor do I have any desire to. I'm speaking about it figuratively. Not her figure, because I don't give a fuck about how big she is. And y'all need to get up off that. Look, I grew up around abundant women all my life. I'm not going to call them fat. Abundant. Stout. I grew up around a lot of BBWs, and they didn't call them BBWs back then. Yeah. We up now. I don't know what that is. Yeah, we up. I'm up. Been up. People always want to go to that. Oh, you don't like it because you're big. Oh, you don't like it because you're big, because you're big, because you're big, because you're big, because you're big. Has nothing to do with her size. I mean, Lizzo and I we we wouldn't even mix physically anyway. All this with all that, it ain't gonna work. I don't need to break science down for motherfuckers, do I? You're not gonna have two big motherfuckers rolling around in a motherfucking mattress. You might as well just sprinkle some motherfucking flour on it and throw it in a skillet. There's science to this. So Lizzo, to me, she's just not somebody that I would ever even entertain anyway, just based on who I am, based on who she is. If I did want to go that route, physically, she's not there for me. Now, she seems freaky as a motherfucker, kinky as hell. What man doesn't like that? But she's not for you. She's for the streets. Lizzo's for the streets. And that's a facade, too. Because I don't really believe Lizzo's for the streets. I think that's a made-up persona, too. Absolutely. Y'all ain't saying nothing about the stream. Has the stream been straight so far? Because I've dipped a couple bars and then popped back up. Have I been good, been clear? Somebody asked me who I'm talking about, so maybe I pixelated and they didn't hear the 19 times that I said Brother Polite's name. So I didn't know if I was clear. Hopefully I'm clear. If not, I tried. So anyways, that's the big problem here, is that people want to empathize for Lizzo because she's a big woman. Or you just talking about her because she's big. Even though I've denounced that so many motherfucking times, I don't think I should have to do it anymore. That should be one of those disclaimers, one of those goes without saying disclaimers. I don't give a fuck about Lizzo because she's large. Okay? I don't give a fuck about Lizzo because she's large. Here, let me give you this. Lizzo is actually an attractive woman. I'll ride with that, Elder. She is a thickalicious. She's just not my cup of tea. Or a latte. She's a very pretty. She's pretty. She got a pretty face. I just don't like the way she carries herself. Her body don't like the way she carries herself. She's doing things to her body that she is going to regret. I mean, I love the fact that she's big like that and she can move and shit like that. I've always loved big performers. I was naming them a couple days ago. Heavy D, Chub Rock, the Fat Boys, Prince Marky D, you know, Men at Large, all them big motherfuckers that can move. I love them. Big women, shit. Go back in the day. I mean, Della Reese really didn't get bigger until later in her life, but she was a stout woman. Pearl Bailey. All them women. They had something to them. They had meat on their bones. Ribeyes, not strip steaks. Loved them. I mean, naturally, a black man is going to love a woman that looks like Mother Earth. Think about it. You want that abundant, a woman that looks like she can protect the world. Or protect you from the world, excuse me. Those images that they always show of centuries ago of our women taking care of kids. It wasn't no sticks. It was stout women. They could do some things. Those were our queens. If Lizzo carried herself as a queen, I'd respect her. But she does not. She carries herself like a harlot, like a whore, like a witch. And that's what they're paying her to do. And I get it. If that's where her bag is, that's where her bag is. Don't mean I'm going to like it. I ain't going to like it worth a motherfucker. Because you're dangerous to young children. Period. And you ain't never seen a dog catch a steak and eat the bone first. He gonna eat the meat first before he gets to the bone. A dog will eat the bone because that's all you give him. Give a dog a steak. He don't eat the bone first and then go eat the flesh. Flesh first, please. So what? She's large. Like I said, look at her. Look at her. She's agile. I don't believe it's the healthiest situation. In all seriousness, I think her knees are fucked up. I think her hips are fucked up. She's really not big-breasted, so I don't think she's going to have a problem there. But she's got some structural problems if she doesn't lose weight. Lizzo's 5'10". And she done put 300 pounds on 5 feet, 10 inches for how many days out of the year on tour and appearances and club appearances and all that. Her body is tired. And the girl's only, what, 33, 32? To live a fruitful life, she's going to have to lose some of that. She ain't going to be able to be big all like that. Because she's going to gradually get bigger because her metabolism is going to slow down. And we already seen she likes to eat. She loves to eat. Much love, Tony. There ain't nothing wrong with her liking to eat. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But she's going to perform less. She will eat consistently the same. And she'll perform less and the metabolism will slow down and then the weight will climb. And then that structural damage that she's already got in place will now be followed up by bariatric surgery, knee replacements, hip replacements, meniscus repairs, all types of shit. Who knows if she'll have high blood pressure, diabetes, any of that. Please do, bro. It's all over the intrawebs. All over. Him and Robert Kelly need to be in the same cell block. They don't need to be infecting nobody else with their stories. Just tell each other y'all stories. Tell each other, because I have to believe this is not the first 14-year-old that Michael Nowak attacked. He didn't just start here with his woman's girl. He's like young girls all this time. Now he just got one built in. I mean, if she's 14, her mama's at least 28. This shit is pathetic. Old ass motherfuckers with these babies. How do you call yourself a man? But back to Lizzo, because I'm not going to talk about Melissa Jefferson today, because y'all don't seem to understand when I do talk about Melissa Jefferson, and I talk about the way I feel about Melissa Jefferson. Y'all don't listen to that part. You just listen to the part when I talk about Lizzo. So I'm going to talk about Lizzo right now. This one's for you, Mashonda. You probably ain't going to watch. You just going to comment on my shit. You don't watch. I would hope you watch it now. Because you always say shit about when I say shit about Lizzo. But I have a question for you, Mashonda. If you do watch this motherfucker, if you are in this bitch right now, you know I love you. I done known you longer than I haven't. Where is the white Lizzo? Where is the Latino Lizzo? Where is the Asian Lizzo? Where's the Arabic Lizzo? Kamala Harris, she Brahmin Indian. Where is the Brahmin Indian Lizzo? Where is the Jamaican Lizzo? Don't nobody do this shit but us. Don't nobody sell their spirit like we do. We give them our talent, our skill, our intellectual property. Then we give them our soul for a couple dollars. For a couple dollars. You sell your soul. You sell your soul for a couple dollars. Because Lizzo ain't got forever money. I mean, she got for the next several years money, but she ain't got forever money. She ain't got enough money to take care of her, and she'll have some kids eventually, and her parents will get old. She ain't got the money to take care of everybody. She's selling her soul for a couple dollars. Yeah, she living good right now. She got a whole lot of motherfucking money for right now. Lizzo is dangerous. Because here's the thing. And I'll get off of Lizzo and finish this up. I've been trying to stay 20 minutes on each segment. I think I ran a little long on Polite Free. But right now I'm at 40. So I was really supposed to be finishing up. I was supposed to do 20, 20, 20. Now I done gone over a little bit. I'm at 41, it looks like. So if I'm going to do an hour and I got 3 subjects, I need to break them down. If I'm going to do an hour and I got 4 subjects, I need to break them down. 15, 15, 15, 15. We got to tighten this shit up. Because we got sponsors coming. And they want to know when they spots going to get played. They want to know when they spots going to get read. So I got to get ready for all this shit. I'm not doing this just for me. I already told y'all. This is bigger than me. So you know it's big. Shout out to Ambassador Studios. Heading up there today. We putting together cannabis pod. And I think they got some storyboards and all kinds of shit we're gonna go over today. And you know, see where we're at. So I'm actually gonna be meeting some people that I'll be working with on the pod. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. So I won't just be doing this type of thing. I'll be talking literally about cannabis. The whole show will be about cannabis. It won't be this. It'll be something totally different. Directly connected with Ambassador Studios. So, Lizzo is an influencer. I know they don't call her that, but she is an influencer. She is an influencer of young girls, impressionable girls, 14-year-olds, like the one that Brother Polite stole, because he stole her. He done took her innocence away, and she can never get that back. And as far as I'm concerned, Lizzo is doing the same thing. She got some 14-year-old twerking in the mirror on Snapchat, on TikTok, on IG, on Twitter. You know, they ain't gonna do it on Facebook. Facebook, you can't do none of that. She's making good girls go bad. That's not what I want to see. I don't want to see good girls go bad. I want to see good girls stay good. And if I can't see a good girl stay good, I can try to help. I do my best. I tried with my own. I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. But I put in the effort. I've tried with many others. Because once that innocence is lost, that's a tough situation. Once that innocence is lost, it's a tough situation. So, millions of young girls. I think she's on TikTok. She got about 16 million followers or some shit. And on Instagram, she got like 11 million followers. Could be some of the same, but that's 27 million people. 27 million people that follow her. How many of them are young girls? Let's just say 20%. Let's just say 20%. About 4 to 5 million underage girls following Lizzo down a rabbit hole. Down a rabbit hole. Because there ain't nothing else there. There is no light at the end of the tunnel that Lizzo is leading these young girls down to. Because by the time they get to 18, 19, hell, by the time they get to 32, 33, like Lizzo is, hell, Lizzo won't even be performing no more. And what type of issues will they be saddled with? Because they were influenced by Lizzo. Personal shit. I remember my daughter did a motherfucking book report on Nicki Minaj. I was embarrassed. I was insulted. I was appalled. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Nicki Minaj, and this was at the beginning of Nicki Minaj's career. My daughters are well past adulthood now. Nicki Minaj been around for a minute. She's been around for over 10 years now. She did a book report on Nicki Minaj, and she thought that was acceptable. Now, I ain't telling, girls got to get out here and just do, book reports on Harriet Tubman and Coretta Scott King and Maya Angelou. No, you ain't got to do that all the time. No. You ain't got to do that. But I be goddamn. If we go from Mamie Till to Nicki Minaj, I mean, come on. Mamie Till, she wasn't nothing but Emmett Till's mama. And I still wonder how she held the peace. I still want to know how she held the peace. They're making a movie about her now. About Emmett. And Whoopi's going to play his mother. If I'm not mistaken, she's already played his mother in a role, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mixing something up. But yeah, she's supposed to play. That's going to be good. People can say what the fuck they want to about Whoopi. I've been watching Whoopi. I'm 51. I've been watching Whoopi for 40 years now. Shit. Whoopi could act back then when she did that one-woman show. She was a beast back then. And on the low, Whoopi was one of the finest black women back in the day. People just didn't look at her like that because she had the locks and, she got the overstated features and shit, big lips. Go back and look at some pictures. Not all these meme shit that they be putting up now. Go back and look at some pictures of Whoopi Goldberg back in the day. Whoopi had body. And when they put the little makeup and shit up on her and accented her true features, shit, Whoopi was fine as a motherfucker. I say she beautiful as she is because Whoopi and my mother were the same complexion. My mother loved Whoopi Goldberg. I think she had some colorism shit going on because my mother loved Whoopi Goldberg, and my mother and her were the same complexion. She always up like brown skinned women. She never talked about it much. It wasn't a thing, but she loved like brown skinned performers. I'm trying to tell you. I'm sure I'm going to have more to say about Lizzo at some day, so I can really kind of jump off of this. But I need y'all to understand, if you're going to empathize with a motherfucker, be on the right side of history. If I was all over her shit about her weight and this, that, and the other, cut me up to shreds. You fat motherfucker, you talking about somebody who's fat, cut me up. You got that complexion for the connection, Sue. You know, Frida light-skinned it. Frida light-skinned it, you know. But she got her advantages too, you know, when they real light like that. His brother be doing his thing. I see him come to Lowe's and shit. Cause I sit up here sometimes, I don't even leave videos. But he comes to Lowe's and he buys like the same shit. Throws it in his truck. You know what I've never, oh, you know, cause it's a Jeep, they won't do that automatic shit. Whatever he's doing, it's working, because I done seen him 3 times up here. Frida and Sue, butterscotch and chocolate. So, Frida, your features are so unique because you were light skinned, you had freckles, and you had the red hair. And God just mixed all that up there nicely. And you accented that shit perfectly. I don't know a motherfucker. If I say Frida, they'll be like, Frida with the freckles? But yeah, I have no problem with somebody coming at me if they think I'm coming at Lizzo because of her weight. I have absolutely no problem with that. None. Because I don't talk about her weight like that. When I do talk about her weight, I talk about the detriment that she's doing because of her weight to her body. And I said this morning, she doesn't appeal to me sexually because I don't put it in my mind that could ever happen. Because physically, we don't. No. You don't put 2 kickballs together. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. The fuck is that? Now, I have my issues with brother Tariq Nasheed. They're not personal issues because I don't know Tariq Nasheed. I had my issues when the whole thing was going back and forth with the hashtag motherfuckers. I just felt like we were being what's the word I'm looking for? We weren't keeping our eye on the prize. By beefing with each other, that takes our eyes off the prize. Now what I know is certain people's eyes were never really on the prize for the collective. It was just on their prize for themselves. And they've gone off and they've made a foundation and they're doing all kinds of crazy shit that doesn't make sense to me because I heard it all 3 years ago, but they're rehashing it because they've repackaged it and now they're presenting it to some people that don't know any better. So, Tariq Nasheed has done a lot of shit out here. And I know him mostly for the Hidden Colors series. I wasn't really rocking with him when he was doing the Mackin and all that stuff, books and all that stuff. Didn't really know him when he's on the specials on VH1 and MTV and whatever. I didn't know him. I think I had heard his name, but I don't know. I was in some other spaces at that time. Wasn't really catching the same shit. So I've known him more so because of the Hidden Colors films, which I laud him for. I think he did a great job with those films. He documented history very, very eloquently, I think. Is he about his bag? Absolutely. Can anybody dispute that in Tariq's camp or Tariq? Absolutely not. Tariq's about his bag. He lets you know he's about his bag. But the one thing that I have to say too, he's not only about his bag, but he's about black folks. You're not going to come at Tariq and not be black and come at black folks. Because he is a white supremacist seeker. I mean, I put white supremacy in all of my hashtags now because I believe all this shit is directly connected to white supremacy. From the behaviors and different things that happen within these situations, Lizzo is doing what she's doing for white supremacy. She's not doing this for black folks. She's doing this, and she's doing it with white supremacist money. Brother Polite, please don't understand me or misunderstand me. I guess I could say that. Brother Polite is being held up by white supremacy. Now, I know he's supposed to be speaking to black folks when he's speaking. That's who's mostly listening. But who's truly elevating him? White supremacy. The one thing that I can say honestly about Tariq, he's never been elevated by white supremacists. They would love to put him on a skewer and slow cook his ass. But Tariq has done enough out here to where people can say, oh, well, he's done stuff for himself. Oh, okay, well, he's been good with some people. Oh, he's done. Got it. I get all that. I'm not here to talk about that. He's trying to put together a museum for us, as he calls it, foundational Black Americans. I've used that term. I've used it recently. Native Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, freedmen. Y'all want to still say ADOS, do your thing. Either way, it's descendants of people that were enslaved on this territory. That's it. That's who we are. Somebody said that they said he rocked with the Pan-Africanists. I never really knew he rocked with the Pan-Africans. I always thought he was about descendants. So I was never a part of that part of his life. I've only ever seen him talk about descendants. So when he started putting this thing together and said he needed $1 million to secure this land to get this museum and everything started, there was all types of shit said because he started projects before and they didn't pan out. But when I saw how he was doing this, and it said basically, if the money is not secured, the money goes back to the donators. It wouldn't be like, oh, we get 700,000. Oh, we didn't make it. And he keeps the 700,000. Either they get the million or it goes back to the people. They could have got $999,999.99. They didn't get the million within the time frame. It would all have to go back. And I'd slap the fuck out of all y'all if y'all let the shit go back for a penny. But anyway, you know what the fuck I mean. It was all or nothing. It was an all or nothing mission. And on the second to last day, I believe, he got the money. He eclipsed the money to move forward, to be able to get this land. Hell, if you got the land, you can get a builder's loan. There's all types of shit. You gotta secure the land first. And he's trying to secure it in the same area, if I'm not mistaken, that the black folks couldn't secure the mall. I'm gonna check the logistics, but if the way I was looking at that shit, it's not too far from where the black people put up the biggest bid for the Crenshaw Mall and lost to a Donald Trump crony. Yeah, a Jared Kushner, whatever the fuck his name is, crony. Y'all can go ahead and do your research on that. I know y'all be fact checking me and shit. Yeah. A Russian real estate developer from New York. And Jared Kushner was third in line to try to get the property, but he backed out. He backed out because his daddy-in-law said, hey, back up. Oh, boy, gonna get this, and he gonna give us something on it. Yeah, you'll be a part of it, but you're just not gonna be a part of it. And it probably wasn't a good look, seeing that Donald Trump was still trying to be president. But Tariq got the money. And I'm hoping as soon as he possibly can, he can produce the deed for that land. He's already got people hooked up in the project. DeJuan Brown, who is a musician, a comedian, a podcaster. He said he gonna fuck with me. I ain't reached out to him because I was waiting till we got an ambassador. I want to get DeJuan when we get an ambassador. He already done said he gonna fuck with me. He must have seen a couple things. He saw I ain't on no hoe shit. So since I ain't on no hoe shit, we gonna go get Hotepish. You motherfuckers have no idea what's coming. And he said he wanted DeJuan to be the curator for the music in the museum. He's already lining up people. I get people's ambivalence. I get it. I get it. But at some point, you got to believe in something, right? Once you see a motherfucker turn the corner, once you see a motherfucker grow, you got to believe in something, right? Y'all motherfuckers believe in shit that you ain't never seen before, but you believe it's true. Just look at his line of work. Look at his line of work. Hidden Colors took some doing to do. And he done put 4 or 5 of them bitches together. 1804, all that shit. Come on, man. Growth is growth. I think when Tariq was doing all that Mac and shit and all that, because he might have an older kid. I think he's got an older kid, but he's got younger ones now. I think he done really looked at life in the mirror and said, you know what? I ain't gonna be in this bitch forever. I need to leave some shit for my kids. It's what the fuck I've been trying to do all my goddamn life. But if I can't leave nothing for them, I gotta lay something down so maybe they can walk into that when I leave. I think that's what Tariq is with this shit. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. But the way I'm reading it right now, I think Tariq has grown to a space where I'm not saying we need to call him a leader. He don't even like that shit. He hates being called a leader. But did he just turn the corner and do something that the hashtag movement couldn't do? Because he just did what the hashtag movement was supposed to do. He brought us together for a mission, for a specific mission. And then now what? We down balloted, and then we went down. Tariq set a goal, and the goal was achieved. We set a goal to down ballot. What did we get? Tariq won, hashtag movement, new convention, collective, whatever the fuck that shit's called now. That repackaged reparations, exchange, nonprofit, whatever. 0. I appreciate everybody that watched this motherfucker. Whether you watched bits and pieces, whether you watched all hour and 5 minutes of it. I said what I said. I said what I came to say. And I'm not backing up on any of it. Because if I'm wrong, I'll say, hey, I was wrong. Just like I was wrong about the Tupac star. It was very ambiguous. Once we found out, I backed off. I still don't think Nipsey Hussle deserves a star. You're supposed to have 5 years in the game. We can't include his underground game. They don't recognize underground. Ain't nothing in the bylaws of the Hollywood Walk of Fame where it says underground status included. 5 years in the game. What we knew Nipsey Hussle to have was a couple of months, and then he got killed. Because once his record hit, that's when he was really in the game. Can't start with the record label. Can't start with, no. On the charts. Yeah. Only thing that got Nipsey Hussle a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was a petition and 50 grand. Okay. And his legacy lives on. Not shitting on it. I just don't think he deserves one. There's so many people that don't have one. Do we need to do a show on who doesn't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but Nipsey Hussle's about to get one? Like I said, it's not like we don't have money. We just spend it wrong. And that was $50,000 that wasn't spent well. I like what they do with the whole marathon thing. They could have took $50,000 and went and got some backpacks and got some all kinds of shit. You know, got a whole bunch of kids' hair cut and hair done and some school uniforms and this, that, and the other. They could have much rather. Oh, Lauren London, she been pushing for it? Okay. She's still grieving. I'll give her piece. She's still grieving. She's still grieving. I'll give her. I'm not going to talk against that. She got Lil Wayne's baby and Nipsey Hussle's baby. I mean, she wants to preserve her son's legacy. If Lil Wayne dropped dead, is she going to lobby for Lil Wayne to get a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Yeah. I hope they're not fighting. I hope his blood relatives are not fighting her on his estate. Because from what I heard, she really didn't have a leg to stand on. Shit was in basically love and trust only. Yes. They didn't recognize their union. So hopefully his people do her right, do his son right. He would have wanted it that way, it looks like. But business is business. She should have all the passcodes. Don't be giving her no monthly stipend and shit like that. What was his should be hers. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that they just basically lay down and give her everything. I mean, they were together, they were living together, you know. I don't know why they didn't just legally tie the knot. But, you know, celebrity shit, you know, they want to have a big wedding and all that. Never even got to that point. They could have went to the Justice of the Peace or had the Justice of the Peace come to their house. Hell, they could have had me. I'm an ordained minister. They could have had me. I've married people before. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'll holler at y'all. One love.